Good morning from Minneapolis Airport, Terminal 1, Lindbergh Station. My name is Connor, and welcome back to another Nix Aviation trip report. Today, I'm taking a very special flight with Sun Country Airlines. Along with a few other aviation enthusiasts, I will be flying aboard Sun Country's inaugural flight to Eau Claire, Wisconsin. It may just sound like an inaugural flight to a town you've never heard of, but there's a bit more to it. This is the first ever essential air service flight to be operated by a Boeing 737-800, as well as Sun Country's debut to the Essential Air Service program. In this video, I'll be covering the full round-trip experience in both of Sun Country's cabin products. As always, I've taken full advantage of YouTube's chapter system for this video, so you can find important moments if you wish. Anyways, now that my longest introduction ever is complete, let's get right to it. My flight this morning is Sun Country Flight 235, with nonstop service to Eau Claire, which is scheduled to depart Gate H2 at 11:25 a.m. Sun Country flights, along with most other budget and international carriers here in Minneapolis, use Terminal 2. I arrived here on a Delta Connection flight in Terminal 1, and the commute to Terminal 2 was rather simple. In addition, the train is free between airport terminals, and only $2 to continue on to the Mall of America. Sun Country is based here in Minneapolis and has a good few destinations, most of which are seasonal. However, they are rapidly expanding, with new flights such as today's appearing rather frequently. Speaking of expansion, Minneapolis is not the only destination Sun Country plans to serve from Eau Claire. The airline has plans to operate seasonal flights to Fort Myers, Orlando, and Las Vegas. Here we are at Gate H2. Boarding is scheduled for 10:40 a.m. It was at this point that I realized this flight will most likely be 100% aviation enthusiast. I say this due to the empty gate area, and also because earlier in the morning I noticed only the window seats had been booked. As nice as Terminal 2 is, it is the lesser looked after of the two terminals. In my opinion, it's really starting to show its age, with not much more than restaurants in terms of passenger amenities, though there are some charging stations here and there, so that's a plus. As all the avgeeks began to arrive and discuss the finer details of this flight, our aircraft taxied in from the hangar. November 834 Sierra Yankee will be the star of the show for this inaugural flight. This nearly 12-year-old Boeing 737-8KN started its life with Fly Dubai before coming to Sun Country in May of 2019. She was given the 40 years of flight sticker in August of this year.
Sun Country Flight 235 with service to Eau Claire. We invite customers with disabilities or those needing extra time to board now or anytime during the boarding process.
Live over there, yep.
Sun Country's 737-800s have 183 standard economy seats, with the first 5 rows being designated as the best cabin, due to their generous amount of legroom. My seat for this 20-minute flight to Eau Claire is 5F, in the last row of the best cabin, which, as you'll see in a moment, has a lovely engine view. All seats on board Sun Country are 17 inches wide, but the seats up front provide an extremely generous 34 inches of legroom. Below the tray table is a seatback pocket for any personal items. There is also a literature pocket at the top of the seat. I'll go over its contents later. The tray table is the largest I've ever seen on a budget airline, so standard size. As this is a newer 737, it of course has the more modern overhead panel. Also on board, you'll find universal power outlets and USB ports at every seat. As you can see, there aren't many of us on board today. As I said earlier, it's mostly aviation enthusiasts here, simply because it's an inaugural flight. And now, without further ado, we're going to push back, taxi out, and depart on time from runway
Federal
12
regulations
right.
require you to comply with all line and pass into the buckle, tighten by pulling on the ends of the straps. To release, lift the top plate of the buckle. Your seatbelt must be worn low and tight across your lap. For your safety, keep your seatbelt fastened anytime you are seated in case of unexpected turbulence. Life vests are located under each position. Please lower all headrests and armrests, and all carry-on luggage must be stored. The cabin lights will be turned off. There are individual reading lights in the panel above your head. Flight time is 20 minutes. The seatbelt sign will be on for the duration of the flight. We ask that you please be seated with your seatbelt fastened until we are parked at the gate. Thank you for your compliance and welcome on board.
Now that we've reached our cruising altitude of 7,000 feet, let's take a look at the contents of the literature pocket. Included is a safety card, and an in-flight service card. Sun Country offers free Wi-Fi and uses the Bring Your Own Device IFE system. They also offer a full buy-on-board snack and beverage service. On any other flight besides this one, passengers in the best cabin receive a complimentary beverage, alcoholic or not. As for the IFE, well, it's definitely something. I'm honestly just impressed to see an IFE on an ultra-low-cost carrier. It's comparable to the IFE available on Breeze Airways, with a small selection of movies, games, magazines, and music. Like I said, it's simple, but it definitely does the trick. There's enough on there to entertain you through any of Sun Country's flights. Now, please enjoy our approach into Eau Claire, landing on runway 22.
Sun Country Airlines and its flight crew, welcome to Eau Claire, where the local time is 12:01 p.m.
I'm going to leave my full review until the end of the video, but as a quick first impression, I really love Sun Country. Comfortable seating and free Wi-Fi on an ultra low-cost carrier are really good things to see, and I definitely consider flying with Sun Country on longer flights. I really think Sun Country will be good for Eau Claire, considering United Express previously served the city with a CRJ-200. Sure, Sun Country is more of a vacation-based airline, but that works for a small snowy town like this.
Please cross-check and I'll call.
Yes, we're all coming back. So we have to go
See you in a
look
while,
at
man.
things. So we'll. Oh, okay.
Thank y'all.
Excellent. Good afternoon.
Yeah, I know.
I'll be right there.
How's it going?
It's going great. You have all of the...
With roughly 50 minutes here in Eau Claire, most of us decided to leave the secure area to check out the festivities.
We're gonna bring some grill. They're doing the ribbon cutting.
There was a surprising amount of people in the lobby, most of which were not even boarding the flight, but rather were there for the celebration. Sun Country and the Chippewa Valley Airport Authority provided snacks, beverages, and goodie bags to all of us just before the ribbon cutting ceremony.
That when everybody came off the plane, here you go. Today we are celebrating our first Sun Country Airlines flight to Minneapolis with good connections to the Sun Country system. And later this month we're going to celebrate our first non-stop flight to Fort Myers, Florida. Somebody would have told me back in March when we started this airline transition process that it would culminate with a 737, Sun Country 737 on the ramp, I would have said they were crazy, honestly. But here we are, and it's amazing. On behalf of the Airport Commission and the community, I want to thank Sun Country Airlines for the opportunity to partner with them and their low-cost brand. A lot of hard work from a lot of people, and I'm not going to say everybody's names because there's too many to announce, but they're back here. And
Okay. On three.
Here we go.
One, two, three.
Good.
Welcome back on board our Boeing 737-800. The seat of choice for this flight back to Minneapolis is 26A, with a nice rear wing view.
My fourth favorite line, guys.
These standard economy seats feature 29 inches of legroom and are 17 inches wide. Just like up front, there is a seatback pocket and a standard size tray table. The only noticeable difference is that there are no power outlets back here, only USB ports. I did also notice that the cabin was quite dirty back here. Not a big deal, but it's something that can easily be fixed. Now, please enjoy our weird pushback, taxi out, and on-time departure from runway 22.
Full step back curve straps. To release, lift the top plate of the buckle. Your seatbelt must be worn low and tight across your lap. For your safety, keep your seatbelt fastened anytime you are seated in case of unexpected turbulence. Life vests are located under each passenger seat. In an event of a water landing, remove the vest from the pouch and remove the strap secure across the package. Tear the tab across the seal bag to remove the vest. Place the vest on over your head, wrap the straps around.
Now that we've reached our cruising altitude of 12,000 feet, let's take a quick look at that goodie bag I mentioned earlier. In it was an airport brochure, a pair of sunglasses, a bag clip, a keychain flashlight, a cupcake, a lanyard, a pizza cutter, and a hat. A pretty good haul of free stuff if I do say so myself.
Minneapolis area weather, high scattered clouds, winds out of the south.
I had such a great time flying on Sun Country's inaugural flight to Eau Claire. Not only did Sun Country exceed my expectations in every way, but it's just so much fun meeting more people that are so excited about aviation. You don't see many aviation enthusiasts where I'm from, so getting to do what I love with like-minded people is a privilege and an honor. I'd also like to send a word of thanks to Girardi Aviation Photography for alerting me about this flight. If it weren't for him texting me during my break at work, I wouldn't have even known it were happening, and this video would not have been made. I give a huge A+ to Sun Country in terms of cabin product and onboard service, and I can't wait to fly with them on a longer flight.
Doors for arrival, please cross-check and all call.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, keep it rolling on these. Right over here.
Thank you so much for watching this trip report with Sun Country Airlines. I sincerely hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on the next video. Also be sure to check out my socials via the links in the description. With all of that out of the way, I'll see you all in the next video.